Hey everyone and welcome to Storytime. My name is Jake and today we are going to be looking at the subreddit r/idontworkherelady. So sit back, relax and enjoy some Reddit stories. Karen insists she doesn't work here. A little background. I have an almost 2-year-old who is a bit of a finicky eater, as many kids that age are. There's one brand of little blueberry flavoured heart-shaped rice puffs that he absolutely loves, and we use them as rewards for when he accomplishes something, like successfully using the potty or putting away his toys. Sometimes we also give them to him just because we love him. He calls them puffs and practically chants it when he knows he's about to get some. It's pretty adorable, but I digress. Now, I'm a 6'3" man and very broad-shouldered. I'm a pretty calm, pleasant person most of the time and try to make friends with everyone I meet. But I've been told that I'm intimidating just because of my size. I'm aware of this and try not to loom over people or throw my weight around, but sometimes people get skittish just because I'm there. So anyway, I'm at the major chain grocery store after work, picking up a few things that my wife asked me to grab on the way home. I remember that we're low on puffs and swing by the baby aisle to get some, even though my wife didn't ask for them specifically. Lo and behold, there's Karen, in her smart business casual jacket with her overloaded cart standing right in front of the puffs. She's holding a box of baby oatmeal, reading the back of it. I calmly watch as she puts the box back, picks up another box of the same brand, of the same powdered oatmeal, just a different size, and starts reading that. Again, I wait, but I'm standing there wondering what could possibly be different between the two. She then picks up the first box and starts comparing them. They're identical other than box size, and I'm tired of waiting for her. It's only been 2 or 3 minutes, which isn't that long, but I'm ready to go home to see my kid, so I say, "Excuse me ma'am, could I?" Karen, without looking up, "I don't work here." "Right, could I please?" "I said I don't effing work here." Except she says the word as she glares death at me. Yeah, I get that, I just need... Get away from me! Just because I'm a woman doesn't mean I'm going to help some idiot man buy baby stuff. Look, I just want that cereal, I say as I point to the puffs on the shelf. Don't touch me! I said I don't work here! Manager, I need a manager! Now, there was a nice older lady stocking shelves at the other end of the aisle. I've talked to her a few times over the past few months. She's always been really sweet and always tells me all about her grandson, who coincidentally has the same first and middle name that I do. She knows me, so I'm not worried when she heads over. She's not a manager, but being older, a lot of people assume she is. I'll call her W for worker. Is there a problem here? This man is harassing me. I just wanted to... I don't care what you want, I won't be bullied. She then turns to the worker. I demand you have him thrown out, I won't put up with this. Ma'am, can we please calm down? I'd like to... Don't you tell me to calm down, he's the problem. She then turns to me. I said I don't work here. Ma'am, I can't help you if you don't calm down. Please, can... She turns her hands palms up in a pretty universal, non-threatening position. Don't you touch me, I'll call corporate. What's your name? I've been pretty irritated, but I haven't gotten mad until now. I've worked customer service for a lot of years, and I'm used to being treated poorly by seemingly insane people. So I've been trying to remain calm. Once she threatens to report the sweet old lady for just trying to defuse the situation, I get angry. Standing up straight, looming forward just slightly, and with my best semi-loud dad voice that I usually reserve for when my kid is about to do something that's going to get him seriously hurt, I say, "Lady, I just wanted to buy that cereal for my kid, and your car is in the way. I know you don't work here. I'm not an idiot. I was just trying to ask if I could reach past you to get it." Karen goes completely pale and frankly looks like she's about to wet herself. She silently grabs her car and scoots it back 2 or 3 feet. I smile and say in as calm and friendly of a manner as I can manage, "Thank you, ma'am." I grab the puffs, put them in my car and walk away. Have a nice evening. A few seconds of silence pass as I walk towards the registers, before I hear the worker say, "Ma'am, if you still need that number for corporate, I can get that for you." I just had a weird thought. Imagine if the Karen in the story was actually someone who reads these stories all the time and just thought everyone that tried to talk to her thought that she worked there, so she was just like really freaking out and paranoid and everything. Probably not, but yeah. Go ask your colleagues. This happened around a year ago. In my earlier years, I have worked in a supermarket as a shelf stocker. Good description? After that, even if I got asked for directions in a store and I know it, I'd point them in that direction. We have a certain store, like a dollar shop or comparable if AliExpress would open up a shop around the corner, with ditto low prices. The uniforms they are wearing are nothing more than dark navy blue/black jeans and a blue polo shirt with a coloured striped and their company name on both sides. Here is me. My favourite outfit for the day was regular blue jeans, blue t-shirt with different prints on the front and back, all white letters and icons. After searching for that one thing I couldn't find, I walk up to an employee and asked for the last thing. "Oh, that's over there and there." Just before leaving, the person behind me asked for the same thing. As I overheard this, I told the customer to follow me as it's the exact thing I was looking for. After that, I immediately got asked by another customer, customer 2, to check this weekend's promotions. I just replied, "Sorry, I don't know." "Why don't you know that? Isn't that your job?" "No, because..." "Go get one of your colleagues then." "But I don't work here." "You helped that other customer, so you can help me now." That customer just wanted the same thing as I. Do I wear the same uniform as the others? Maybe you're just off duty. I need someone to help me. I'll get someone. And on my way to the checkout, I point out I told one of the employees that someone needed help with something, and she confused me for an employee. The employee laughed about it and walked to the aisle. No idea if the customer was helped at that point, but I was away from her. Well, they're definitely nicer and more patient than I would have been, actually saying, "Okay, I'll go get someone." I would have just said, "No, stuff you, I'm off." Ambulance written across my back should be an obvious sign I don't work at a DIY store. Not for this lady. I nipped into the DIY store right next to the stadium where I was about to go on duty to pick up some paint. You know, kill 2 birds with 1 stone journey. As I couldn't find the paint, I asked an employee to check when the paint would be in stock, so she took me to the counter to check the system. At that point, a woman down the aisle loudly declaring, "I think I'll have a tester pot of the lilac made up," as her partner was following behind and all the employees in that area were clearly already with customers. I and the employees assumed she was talking to her partner, so she got no response. My uniform is all black and very clearly has blank ambulance written on the front and back, and the employees at this store wear orange aprons, so I didn't think I could be confused for an employee there. However, apparently it wasn't obvious to this woman, who only seemed to appreciate that she may have made an error when I responded with a blank stare to her "you do work here" statement. Even after this, she didn't seem to reconsider her behaviour, so rather than wait quietly in a queue, she just moved to the centre of the counter area and declared again that she wanted a lilac tester pot made up. I just walked away at this point, so didn't get to see how she would cope with having to wait to be served. Oh, it's an easy mistake. I think I do it all the time. If I see someone with ambulance written on the back, I instantly think they work at a DIY store. It's just a silly mistake. I don't work here, Karen. Firstly, some context. I used to volunteer at the RSPCA charity shop, as 3 months voluntary work was a qualification I had to have so that I could complete my bronze D of E. The staff were nice, mostly being older women over 40, who put me to work cleaning and making tea, though there were rare occasions where I worked the till, which were always nice. Though most days were quiet, I've got 1 or 2 stories from regulars I can hopefully share at other subreddits in the future. Most of these stories involve theft, though the shop did try to prevent this by keeping certain items that come in pairs, such as shoes, separated so that you'd have to ask for the other half before purchasing. I recently came back to this charity shop to pick up some children's books for my younger brother, and to say hi to some of the ladies I particularly liked. While shuffling through the 50p book basket, I hear a loud, "Excuse me," to my right. I briefly glance right up to what will turn out to be the Karen of our story. Immediately, I straighten up and move to the side, apologizing, assuming I'm blocking the aisle. "Actually, I asked you if I could have the other half of this." And she hands me a shoe. This time, I look at her properly and realize she was one of the regulars that frequented the shop when I was working there. No big deal, she thinks I'm still employed. "I'm sorry, you'll have to ask a cashier when she gets back. I don't work here anymore." I go to hand her the shoe back. Karen pushes it back to me. "You've done this for me before, you can do it again. Just go to the back and get the shoe." "I'm not allowed back there, you'll have to wait." Karen, with an exasperated sigh, snatched the shoe back and stalks off to the other end of the store. That's the last I saw of her, as she soon, about 5 minutes of mumbling and dramatically huffing later, got fed up of waiting for any other employee to see her and left in a strop. I'm just reading the comments and someone put, "What's a strop? Some kind of British car?" If you don't know what a strop is, because I presume it's a British thing, it's like a huff, like you're in a mood, irritated or annoyed. Yeah, it's a huff or a snit. "I'm not your bartender, but you give me a good laugh." I actually find my story pretty hilarious. I work in a small town at a worldwide corporate restaurant. Being that the town is so small, all of us bartenders know each other very well. So when my coworkers and I go out after work, we treat our bartenders as friends. Because, you know, they are. Our uniforms are basically jeans and a t-shirt with a huge corporate logo on the front. It's pretty hard to not know immediately where I work, if you're sober. Drunk people have a tougher time, especially at the small watering hole that the whole town frequents late at night. I'll be doing my thing, bopping around, talking to regulars, talking to the girls behind the bar. As the hours go on and people get more drinks in them, the distinctions between myself and the actual bar employees gets blurred. I'll be walking out the door to smoke a cigarette and people will be like, "Hey, can we get 3 more?" I'll be off in a random corner by myself playing word games and decompressing, and someone will walk up to me and say, "Hey, can you guys make mojitos here?" I walked into the restroom and a girl was like, "Hey, finally got a restroom break, huh? You might want to bring some more paper towels. You guys are busy." And standing outside, "Miss, can I pay you?" I used to point to my shirt and explain that I didn't work there. To be fair, I just leave my name tag on so I don't lose it, but I would just be met with blank stares. Now, I just kind of walk up to the bartender and say, "Hey, C3 wants 3 more," and giggle about it, because I know the table number's there too. Now that I think about it, have we ever had a story about like a drunk Karen? Because that would just be like double the Karen-ness, because at the moment they're already like delusional, and if they were intoxicated, then I'm sure they would be even more. So much for assumptions. Apparently, I found someone who loves this forum. At the local Megamart today, standing in one of those really wide aisles, where in the middle of the aisle there's a huge cardboard display. I'm about 15 feet from the cardboard display looking at some groceries. There's a young guy standing on one side of the display, looking at the items on the shelf in front of him. I see this employee walk up to the other side of the display to put down some items. She looks to be about 4'6" or so, really tiny, and apparently really silent while walking. A lady comes walking up behind me and asks for some assistance from the employee. However, the guy on the other side of the display quickly turns and starts loudly saying, "I don't work here," and looking proud of himself. I started to laugh as from the other side of the cardboard display comes a response of, "But I do." This guy's been waiting so long to post his own "I don't work here lady" moment and he got outplayed. Hey everyone, I hope you all had a really good day and that you enjoyed that video. If you want to check out some other videos, then click on screen right now or check out the playlist down below. If you enjoyed that video, then please do leave a like. And if you want to submit your own stories, then you can do so by joining the Discord in the top link in the description. But thank you so much for watching and I will see you very soon.